What's up everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to take a look at this 2023 Toyota Camry SE. It also has the XP package, so pretty cool spec. We're going to see what this thing has going on. We'll undo the hood latch. So underneath the hood of this particular spec, if we can find it, there we go. This has a 2.5 liter inline 4-cylinder with 203 horsepower and 184 pound-feet of torque. It is paired to an 8-speed automatic, and it sends the power to the front wheels. Checking out the styling now, pretty sharp looking. You can see, of course, the black wheels and a lot of the black accents, part of that XP package. But you got a pretty cool headlight design, kind of blacked out. And then you get gloss black trim all throughout the grille. And in the sunlight, there's actually like a blue flake, so it's kind of sweet looking. We have some fake mesh here, however, just a nice black trim piece. And then this little swooshing section kind of looks like a Toyota Supra. So kind of cool to see that in here. All gloss black around the lower side of the bumper. Huge pieces of mesh. And then I like how you get the body color right in the center with that Toyota logo. So pretty sporty looking, hasn't really changed much for this generation, and it's certainly been out for quite a long time, but nonetheless, you know, pretty sweet looking car. Take a look at the side. You got these KMC wheels, part of that XP package, finished in the gloss black, and then we get that XP badge down below that. You can see a pretty sharp body line going through the side profile along with the body color door handles, and I really like that body line right down there. Kind of gives it a sporty vibe. And then we have the gloss black on the mirror caps with LED turn signal, and then chrome trim running around all of the windows. So it's a pretty good looking car. Got a nice little sporty touch to it. In back, we get a black spoiler. And again, this is that same, it's got like that blue metallic flake in the right sunlight. You can see all blacked out badging for the back, X series on the left, SE on the right. And I like the taillights too. They're kind of sunken into the bodywork. Got these arrow fins, and then this trim piece kind of goes in line with the body line of the taillights. You can also see the dual exhaust on the right side, and then a nice little diffuser. And then to take a look at the trunk, we can just tap the button on the key fob. It's gonna automatically open up, and we have a really large trunk. Camry really is a pretty good sized sedan. You can pull these levers, and that'll unlock the rear seats, which you can already see are folded nicely. So you really do get a pretty roomy trunk in here. And then going through the back doors, you can see how they fold down pretty much flat. The opening doesn't look that large, however, it's pretty decent. And then if we just get these back up, this is a 3-person bench row. You of course have the cup holders and the armrest. And I like all the material, the synthetic leather, the cool striping, and like a micro suede trim piece. So pretty cool looking, just black on the door, pretty much all plastic. However, obviously it does the job. You get storage on the back side of these front seats, a little bit here, and 2 USB ports. But sitting back here at 5'11", I got plenty of room, honestly. Pretty good headroom as well. Pretty good recline. So pretty comfortable car, not bad in the back seat of the Camry. Now let's go check out the driver's seat. See how this is. Back seat space certainly is up to par. And then in the front now, same door panel and everything. You got a cool trim piece that blends its way into the release handle, window mirror controls, grab handle, and then some padded rubber. We do get power controls on the front seats with more of that synthetic material and then that cool striping pattern, and you even get that same micro suede stripe. So not too bad looking. Hopping inside now. Now it is kind of odd. We do have turn key. So we have a real key that we actually have to put into the ignition. Fire this car up, and everything turns on nicely. And again, nothing too crazy fancy. Toyota really hasn't updated the car in quite some time. We have some basic controls, cruise control on the right. You do get the forward collision, lane keeping, distance pacing, and then a few other controls. More audio controls on the left, and then this pad will go through the center screen. You can see a few things that'll pop up, tire pressure, things like that in this one information menu. So it's nice. I mean, you do get some basic information that you're going to want to see. Paddle shifters as well, turn signal, stock, windshield wipers, a few more controls over on this left side, as well as some storage. And then just a nice look for the black dashboard. This trim is kind of cool. It's like a satin color with stripes on it, some gloss black. And then it's kind of cool. This all cascades down to the cup holders. But we have our basic infotainment setup. Nothing too fancy. Once again, kind of an old setup. However, you know, you kind of get what you need. Nothing too crazy on it. Then going into reverse, your backup camera pops up with pretty decent graphics. We do get dual zone climate. You can just tap your fan speed. You can easily adjust everything. Defrost on the left as well as the right. Then a few more controls in the center. And then if you open this up, we have even more space. You can fit like 2 cell phones down here. And then a little bit of space on top with some auxiliaries. There are drive modes in the Camry: Eco, Normal, and Sport. And it just shows it up on the screen with a small depiction. And then of course we have cup holders, more of this rubber material for your armrest, and then a pretty decent sized center storage and a good sized glove box. And one last look at the interior. You know, nothing crazy. You do get a nice sunglass holder up top, dome lights, and the mirror. And it's laid out pretty nicely. Feels very roomy in here. But with that said, let's go ahead and drive in the new Camry. All right, so we are setting off now in the Toyota Camry. Gonna feel out this 4-cylinder, 8-speed and front wheel drive. First off, right off the bat, the Camry feels like a really solid car. You can tell the build quality is really nice. When you hit bumps and things like that, it is really well put together. There's no rattles, no loose ends, no shakes or anything like that. It's a pretty solid car. Obviously, they've been building this pretty much unchanged probably since the beginning of time, pretty much. So they've really perfected just the longevity and the quality control. Getting up to some speed, normal mode and everything, I mean, we get up to speed really without thinking. Not bad for just a basic little 4-cylinder. It does what it needs to do. Cruise control and everything works really well, of course, with the distance pacing, and the lane keeping helps you out a little bit, just keeping you in your lane for the most part. So it's nice that it drives just like a nice normal car. Visibility and everything, you have a really large windshield to see nicely out of, great mirrors and everything. I wish those back headrests did fold down, however, you still do get a pretty decent view. That would just help it just a little bit. One of my gripes when you're in like sport mode or something in manual mode doesn't actually really do anything. While technically you're letting it shift a little bit. Right now it says it's in 5th gear, which really is just a limit. So it's not like you're actually shifting with the paddle shifters. You're just making it to where it won't shift above that gear. Like right now we're coming to a stop. It says 4 right now, like we're still in 4th gear. However, obviously we're in 1st gear. So it really doesn't give you manual control, like it just shifted and I didn't even shift it. But you know, if you're in the mountains or something, you want to make it to where it doesn't upshift too high, at least you have that type of control. But yeah, just normal driving, it really does feel pretty solid. The leather on the steering wheel feels nice, armrests are in a great place, and the seat has a lot of padding. It's a comfortable place to be, and it really does feel like a roomy car. There's some size to the car while being a normal midsize. You can see the hood way up there, and there is some distance to the back of the car. So I like how it's kind of a properly sized car, doesn't feel cramped at all, and it really is a pretty good blend. Getting up to speed once again. Pretty snappy transmission as well. The 8-speed delivers it exactly what you would expect. I'm glad Toyota didn't put a CVT in here. Really nice to see the 8-speed automatic, and it really does drive just like a nice solid car.